Hey podcaster, meet Acast. We're the top independent podcast network for creators in the know. We empower you to develop your podcast idea, find your audience, and grow listener relationships wherever those listeners are. You'll also find a whole range of ways to make money, from membership plans for paying fans to our fully curated and creative advertising experience. Visit acast.com/network to find out more. Acast, for the stories.
Keith Lee breaks his silence, Adam Page's absence has been revealed, and we pay our respects to the late, great Dominic DeNucci. For Friday, August the 13th, 2021, this is your Cultaholic Wrestling News.
At the end of the day, I don't really know what's next, right? The idea for me is I fought the battle that mattered the most, and I'm healthy. And at the end of the day, that's all I can really ask for. That's all my family can ask for. And now we fight to make the most of what we can do in this industry and just move forward. You know what I always say, forward march, the grind continues, it's forever. We fought death. I don't mind fighting anybody else. So I guess we continue to show exactly what it means to be limitless.
Never forgot about Keith Lee. An extended absence from WWE television with no discernible reason as to why got us concerned, but we never forgot about Keith Lee. When he made his return to TV a few weeks back, he promised that he would tell his story on his own terms. And last night, on his personal YouTube channel, he uploaded a video about 6-7 minutes long, which he explained where he had been. So it goes like this. Back in January, Keith Lee contracted COVID, and that took him off TV for a good couple of weeks. Mia Yim was by his side whilst he was having a pretty bad bout of COVID, from what we understand, and this led to Mia Yim missing out on the Royal Rumble match. Keith Lee called out people who actually blamed Mia Yim for him being absent, when really that absolutely was not the case. Keith Lee did make a return to action, but then disappeared again shortly afterwards. He revealed after he was cleared of COVID, doctors discovered a blood inflammation. This led to him having months of inactive time, and he had to undergo months of testing as well. Keith Lee was told that there were issues with his bloods, potentially even heart disease. And he was told there'd be no training and nothing above a light walk for Keith Lee until they figured out what was going on. He says in this video about having constant MRI scans to try and track what's going on. He also says in this video that it almost led to him passing away. And that may have been the case had it not been spotted in time. Keith Lee is now obviously back on television, having been treated for the inflammation. He has thanked the fans for support, and he's ready to get back to the grind. Just delighted to see Keith Lee is getting back to normal. You can watch the full video on his YouTube video right now. We send our love to Keith Lee. We never forgot about you, boss.
Oh, but the feet trigger! Vicious feet trigger, back of the head. Bang! The second one!
God, he pulls himself up, though.
I don't know how this kid...
I'm with you, man.
Here we go. Hook him.
It's on the game plan again, like
no!
Yes!
One winged angel, 2, 3. Oh my God! It took 3 men the use of a belt and more
AEW World Champion Kenny Omega.
Things went completely full circle for Hangman Adam Page. If you remember, that's how he cost the Young Bucks their shot at the AEW World Tag Team Championship. He grabbed the legs of the Bucks when they were going for the Indie Taker. And it just comes back to haunt Hangman Adam Page.
worst time.
I have more respect now for Hangman Adam Page than I did before this match started, Tony.
I agree 100%, JR.
The 3 men, all champions, with the use of their title belts to put this cowboy down. And I guarantee you, this is not the last time that Hangman Page is going to have his face to face with Kenny Omega.
A lot of concern after that pinfall went down at Fight for the Fallen. Adam Page seemed a shoo-in for the main event of All Out to face Kenny Omega for the AEW World title. It seemed to be a story that was written so perfectly. So why have the brakes been put on? Why has Adam Page been taken off of TV for AEW? A lot of people thinking it might be connected to the impending arrival of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. Couldn't be further from the truth. PW Insider have revealed, for those wondering about Hangman Page, PWInsider.com is told the plan was always for him to take time off around this time, for family time in advance of the birth of his first child. The reason we are not seeing Hangman Adam Page as part of AEW All Out, because he's about to be a dad. And he booked time off to go and do his thing. Wrestlers getting maternity leave. What a concept. Best of luck and lots of love to Hangman Page. Also, some details about Adam Page. He was meant to be in a beer commercial before he went away. It was during Dynamite last week. You may have seen the Pabst Blue Ribbon commercial that starred Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Chelsea Green, and Hornswoggle. Fightful Select said Adam Page was going to be in it too. He was even flown down to the production set, but an AEW representative had to put a stop to the production because the whole thing hadn't been signed off properly, essentially. And that really sucks. Somebody should have got at least a fine for that. I'd love to see Hangman Page in a beer commercial. The commercial itself didn't even contain any wrestling moves. That was per the request of Warner Media's ad department. So it's a weird one, that. Pabst Blue Ribbon getting in on the wrestling action lately, putting on a commercial with wrestlers without any wrestling in and without the most obvious choice for a beer commercial. It is what it is. A former star of Impact Wrestling is out of retirement. It was back in January that Madison Rayne announced that she was done with wrestling during the Impact Hard to Kill pre-show. And 8 months later, she made her return to television. She emerged during the Taylor Wilde-Tenille Dashwood match, helping Dashwood get the win and forming a brand new alliance in the process. Rayne is a 5-time TNA Knockouts champion. She's also a 2-time Knockouts tag champion with the Beautiful People and Gail Kim, respectively. And she was Queen of the Knockouts in 2014. I think she's a great addition to an already excellent Knockouts division in Impact Wrestling. A former WWE star who was let go in amongst the recent cuts lately, Ari Sterling, aka Alex Zane, is soon making his return to the indie scene. GCW have announced that at Highest in the Room on September the 17th in LA, California, Zane will make his return to the company. Now, before signing with WWE, he was a GCW regular. His last match for them being in November last year against Tony Deppen, a very emotional affair with Zane signing off and joining WWE. Less than a year later, he's back with them to what will no doubt be an emotional welcome. New trademark filed for Becky Lynch. The US Patent Office have received details from WWE to trademark The Man once again for merchandising and promotional purposes. They're just topping up on that existing trademark, I do believe. Once again, lending to the conversation that a return for Becky Lynch is imminent. The main event for WWE's Madison Square Garden show on the 10th of September has been revealed. The dark match main is going to be John Cena teaming with the Mysterios to face Roman Reigns and the Usos. This is interesting as this will be post-SummerSlam. So John Cena is indeed sticking around for a couple more dates once SummerSlam concludes next weekend. And a WWE developmental star and gold medal winner is sizing up a fight against an AEW star under MMA rules. So this started when Jake Hager put out a tweet saying, "I bet $20,000 that Gable Steveson could not take me down." Gable replied with, "If you want to lose $20K in 5 seconds, then let's go." Hager quote retweets this saying, "Well, someone has to pay the taxes for your gold. Would you like Houston, Chicago, or New York? Hashtag AEW Dynamite." Stevenson has replied to that with, "Never heard of you, but DM me for my address." we're going to get a dust-up in Gable Stevenson's garden between him and Jake Hager. Probably not.
The world's heavyweight champion at 17 stone 7, Dominic DeNucci.
And finally, tributes are pouring in today for Dominic DeNucci, legendary wrestler and trainer who has passed away. The news came down from the Cauliflower Alley Club's Twitter. Dominic DeNucci debuted back in 1964. He's been to war with the likes of Killer Kowalski, Harley Race, and Larry the Axe Hennig in the 60s. He's a multi-time WWF Tag Team Champion, both the International Tag title and the World Tag title. It's alongside Bruno Sammartino, Victor Rivera, and both Dino Bravos. He wound his career down in the early 90s, moved into training, famously coaching stars like Moondog Spot, Shane Douglas, Brian Hildebrand, and of course, Mick Foley. There's a memorable moment from a wrestling documentary where Dominic DeNucci reacts to the Mankind fall off the Hell in a Cell, calling it completely idiotic and calling Mick Foley an idiot in the process. Very typical Dominic DeNucci. He actually made a wrestling return in the 21st century. He faced Ivan Koloff in a Russian chain match in 2005. His last ever match was in 2012 at the age of 80, where he teamed with Shane Douglas. The Cauliflower Alley Club have sent their best regards, as have many wrestling news outlets and those who have been trained by him, sending love and best wishes. And we join those people in sending our best to the friends and the family of the late, great Dominic DeNucci. For Friday, August the 13th, 2021, this is your Cultaholic Wrestling News.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, my name is John Kim, and I'm a licensed therapist and host of the Angry Therapist podcast. I went through my own inner journey many years ago, post-divorce, and have been helping people with theirs ever since. I put self-betterment into a shot glass. I come with you instead of at you, casual over clinical. My episodes are around 10 minutes because who's got the time these days? And they're 3 times a week. So if you want your shot of self-help, check out my Angry Therapist podcast at Apple, Spotify, Acast, or wherever you get your pod on.
Acast recommends.